Kyrie Irving is no longer a member of the Brooklyn Nets after news broke of his trade request on Friday. The Nets traded Irving on Sunday afternoon to the Mavericks. Busy times for New York Post Brooklyn Nets beat reporter Brian Lewis, who's kind enough to break down this trade for us, and he joins me now. Brian, I know you've been busy. How you doing?
Well, in today's economy, busy is better than idle, right?
That is
So
true.
I'll live
Busy
with
is
it.
better than idle. Neil, you'll live with it, and you've been very busy the past 24 to 48 hours. And Brian, as first reported by The Athletic, the Nets are sending Irving and Markieff Morris to the Mavs for Spencer Dinwiddie, Dorian Finney-Smith, a 2029 first-round pick, a 2027 second-round pick, and also a 2029 second. Did the Nets get the best value they could for their disgruntled point guard?
I think all things considered, yes. I mean, Kyrie had intentionally or unintentionally gone out of his way to tank his value. What I would say is this. I think this is the best deal that was on offer. We don't know what KD's opinion is in all this. I do think the Nets are far less of a championship contender than they were an hour ago or 2 hours ago. I don't know whether KD gave them any specific mandates about what he wanted to see come back, or if he just said, get the best deal. It's not my business. That's a you deal. That's a you thing. I don't know. Um, Obviously, if you look at other potential deals that could have been an offering, if you look at CP3, um, at his advanced age, he's still, I know he doesn't have it, but he's still a championship caliber player when he's out there. But you don't know how much longer he would have in him. I think this is the best deal that they could have gotten, as long as this is not one that offends Kevin Durant or prompts him to put in a trade request.
And that's the big question. How does KD feel about all of this, and where do the Nets go from there? We'll get to that in a second. But here, the Nets, they get a plug-and-play point guard along with a wing. Do you believe that these new additions help the Nets at least stay in the top four of the Eastern Conference playoff race?
I think they can still finish in the top four in the East. Yes. I don't know that I would label them as a viable championship contender. I think this is not one of those years where there's a great team out there. So I think there are 5, 6 that I could easily see winning a title. I think the Nets slide down the rankings of that and possibly out of that first tier of teams. But I do think that a top 4 seed in the East and hosting a first round series, that's still a reasonable goal.
All right, still see that as a reasonable goal for the Nets with these new additions. And moving on now that Kyrie is gone, will his departure, I think it obviously will have an impact on the team. Is it a major impact on the team, Brian? And how does this team reset now that this drama saga, at least with Kyrie, is all over?
Yeah, I think it's has a huge impact. I don't think it's possible to take a player that good out of your lineup and a personality that big out of your locker room and not have it have a great impact on your team or a significant impact on your team. As far as how they reset, that's what remains to be seen. I mean, they can take this well, or they can let this disrupt them. Now, I would say everything that Jacques Vaughn has shown since he was given the reins of this team, his no nonsense approach, his making basketball the priority type of ethos, would imply that he will get them to respond well and reset fairly quickly. But we have to see that happen.
Got to see it happen, and we will be seeing what happens. But for now, Kyrie Irving no longer a member of the Brooklyn Nets. Dorian Finney-Smith, Spencer Dinwiddie returns to Brooklyn. That is the framework of that trade that has gone down on Sunday. Brian Lewis, some more busy days ahead, I assume, for you covering the Nets. Thank you for your time, man. Appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.